We're not board members.
Well, great, we're ready to start. Evidently, you're putting us on our YouTube already. Client's ready to roll. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Steuben County Drainage Board meeting, May 19th, 2025. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second. First and second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Second item, approval for consent for variance.
So, met with Leroy Sturdy in NIPSCO, who's building the home. Tracy Cooper is gonna do the boring. The ditch was just dipped out. So, my recommendation would be to have them, have the ore stay 4 foot underneath the bottom of the ditch that was just dipped out to, service the home for utilities.
Is all utilities?
It's electrical.
Just electrical.
Got it for, to go 4 foot under the ditch. It's a deep ditch.
It is.
And for them, there's not enough. There's hardly enough surface area, depending on where he bores it from, I guess. We bored it from the road, maybe.
Yeah.
He's got enough room to get back up.
He does, and so again, I just said, if you stay a couple foot under, it's not gonna matter. Again, the ditch was just dipped, yes, it is deep. If they do overhead, they'll have to have a variance anyways, and then NIPSCO will have to do an environmental study and a bunch of.
They were saying they had to do an environmental study for going underneath it, too.
My understanding is no, they'll just set an A-frame up at the road, and then they'll be able to bore underneath.
I've done some work there and
Uh-huh.
talked to Leroy about it a little bit. Yeah, it was kind of it was gonna be a while before they got power there.
Correct.
Like they might have the house done before they ever get power.
And I think that's why they're doing that, because they're gonna run, I believe, 2 conduits or a larger wire. Adam from, yes, size of the wire, and so they have that all, because I think it's almost a 500-foot run. So
Yeah,
again, as long as it was just dipped out, when was it?
that's
dipped out?
right where they just replaced the tile too, the emergency tile.
Correct.
Put in there on
So you
some-
talked to the person doing the boring, they thought they could make it work?
Yes.
Okay.
So Tracy thought he could get down and back up.
Correct. And the,
You know where that's at, Will? Where they just replaced that tile?
Yeah, so are they running it back here underneath?
so about
So
over,
Fritz- Yeah, Fritz
with the
subdivision here.
700, about right in there.
Yeah. Straight back.
Yeah, the houses
The
are in
house is
here.
going in back there.
Yeah,
Well, they split this.
I don't know where the poles are.
Over
There's
the-
there's one right in here. Thing. Then there's a pole in here somewhere that they were gonna go underneath.
It's about the middle of the property where they're gonna.
Right here's the house.
There was a pole on east of
Comes
there.
down, driveway comes in here, barn sitting here, garage and house.
There was a pole to run. It's east.
Yeah, but it's on the other side of the drive and it's actually on this guy's property.
Do they mark those when they do that?
I think that.
As far as
Where the line's going underneath on each side of the ditch? So they put markers?
Commissioners on this.
They don't, I don't know if they put a marker per
Is that the
se.
road?
That's the east.
But you would be able to do a utility
Yeah.
locate.
Yeah, but would you do you normally?
This one looked at the property line in the street. They couldn't
As long,
actually.
so because the ditch was just dipped out, we won't be going that deep. I mean, there's no,
No, I just didn't know if that
like
was.
Rick said too, if you'd go 4 foot deeper than that, you would be, or even 2 foot deeper,
Right.
you'd be caving in the sides and everything. So it's basically,
No, it's just asking if they put markers, like locate markers on each side of the ditch when they do that. Something we can look at requiring when we do stuff like that.
They tell you call 811. Call before you dig.
Did we complicated for,
So,
dipping a ditch? I don't think we do.
so,
But you can, but if you don't know.
so the individual contractor has to do it now. I can't call it in.
Correct, but I'm saying that's not normal practice. I'm saying, do we look at in the future? I know, I've seen it along rivers and when they go under the river, they will actually put gas lines and electrical gas lines a lot. They will put locates on each side of the river where they went under. I said, we want to do something like that, stitches.
Do you want to you can make that a condition.
That's actually not a bad.
I believe it might already say that. There's something about markers.
Yeah.
I believe there's something in there.
That's a good point you brought up.
I mean, they're not expensive at all.
No.
It'd be nice for future.
It'd be nice for that guy running that.
Or whatever it is for electrical. I mean, I think it's good, absolutely. Something we went in for how we went on and, when we give a variance like that for underground line, we should have it marked. Do we know if that's in the verbiage?
That's what I'm trying to read all the,
Okay.
maybe I should have done.
I think it requires, so the question, make sure I understand the question.
Are they required to mark where they go underground, both sides of the
State.
We'll make that a condition and then we can add that into the.
I'm saying utility permits, they do say it on utility.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
They are required to get their own permits here.
No, but I think we want, if we're giving a variance for crossing, we should probably have those marked. I think for future. How many of these we've been doing, but, not,
We'll start
a whole year at least, right?
Just, yeah, just this month
So,
here.
get gas or, any utility, probably know that those are underneath our ditches. So,
Motion to approve with the condition that they mark both sides of the creek bank as to where the crossing is.
At top of bank or.
yeah, you know what kind of
I would
markers?
just say within the right.
Yeah, just a thin
They're like
2
a,
foot.
yeah, they're
or
like
2
they're
inches wide by flat.
They're fiberglass, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
We had those for our section corner markers, so.
And
And so if the homeowner themselves would be the builder, who's responsible for marking that?
yeah,
Okay.
well, the builder property owner. If we want to get in the future where we have those and we.
Pass- Yeah.
Well, yeah, they sell it to them or whatever. So we know everything's uniform, we can. do
Yeah,
that.
I could probably, for our supplier, we could
Yeah,
probably.
sorry, it's okay. All right, you have a motion?
Mm-hmm. Second.
Okay. First and second, any further discussion?
Almost forgot what the motion is.
All right, hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Third item on the agenda, surveyor's report and proposed schedule for assessment.
See, I think we already have the 1st of June, guys. July.
June 16th.
We have 2 hearings set.
So we're asking for July.
July 21st. Where's our, next June what? What's our date? June 16th.
We have two.
Oh, well, please.
We signed the other one.
Yeah.
Goes back to you.
I'm sorry, I don't, yeah, I honestly, because I've done it so many. I would say, I'll do that.
How's this, Blue Lake one, is that gonna be a big one probably?
A lot of work needs done. Clear Lake one, it's a pretty big jump, but I mean, this ditch right here is full of trees inside the ditch. All those are gonna need removed in the near future. This is all gonna need cleaned. All 2,000 foot of this 15-inch tile is junk. This is gonna need fixed in the near future. You can even see the suck holes.
There's a lot of tile we got out there.
Yeah. You can see some of the suck holes in this one. It's in really bad shape. And then, we've dipped all this, dipped this, fixed a couple suck holes in here. This all still needs dipped. I mean, there's a lot of work that needs done in Clear Lake one.
Geez.
Yeah, it's a good sized unit.
We can tell that was definitely a swamp at one time.
Greg, how many benefited acres are in this one?
B, did you have a copy of the report?
Yeah, it's on the back, you said?
Yes. Probably pull it up. Actually. 136.
It's a pretty good unit.
Yeah.
So,
Much time do you need?
like I'm saying, this might be definitely a standalone one.
We do have a 25% increase to pair with that one, but we don't have to have a hearing for a 25% increase. So we might throw that in on the same day.
There's no hearing.
Yeah, but there's no hearing, it would just be,
Okay. You just do it.
yeah.
Right. So let's start this one at 205, we doing? The hearing? Yeah.
205 on what date?
July 21st.
There you go. They have too many of those, but they haven't been done.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of range.
205.
So just pull out our revenue here too, and then switch over to that 205. Got it? All right, item number 4. Pat Blanton. Concerned with drainage work that is performed on his property.
Chip said he was gonna be here too. So this gentleman, we did some work on this drain. We cleaned out this ditch. We replaced this tile through here. It was bad under the road, and a couple weeks ago, Chip replaced under the road and he put a standpipe on each side. Well, now water barrels out of this side, and when we have a heavy rain, and this guy's not happy about it. But as of today, it's been dry. Last week,
That means the tile downstream is
it's
not handling it.
Yeah, so it's a long ways, and it goes from ditch to tile to ditch to tile to ditch to tile several times. And it's very undersized. The whole thing's undersized, but it would probably cost $300,000 to reconstruct the whole thing. So it just takes a couple days for it to drain. And this guy's impatient. Also, it's brand new dirt that was just moved, so it's gonna take some time for it to drain the right way, for the dirt to settle and all that. Let's see here. You know, with new tile, you guys know it takes some time so that was when, Greg? That was last week. And then show them the picture today. So this was all last week, a little less every day. And then today. Like that. So it's definitely working well, so.
And it's hoofing out of the outlet. The other thing, there's 2 ponds over here that I feel like maybe feed through the tile at all times. There's constant water running through these tiles. But so it does take, but this has been a problem area for years.
Shoot, that's been underwater for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Can't even farm it.
No, and it's gonna take a while.
I mean, this was 2022 on Beacon and you can see.
Yeah, all that green was on farm.
Right. Yeah. So it is functioning better. He ended up stopping in Friday and saying he wasn't gonna be at the meeting. But he just wanted, I think he kind of wants this standpipe on the side of the road removed. So there's no water coming out on top of the ground, because they're gonna farm this. It is kind of creating a waterway.
It is dry though.
Yeah, it is dry though now, but I think his big issue is the standpipe on the east side of the road, because he's never had water like that on top of the ground until that pipe was put in.
Does he farm both sides?
He farms this side Favorite's farm.
Chip usually puts in, an access point on either side for 2 reasons. One, you can see it. The other reason, too, you guys give relief if something does.
And at the same time, we complaining about this, he told us that his basements over here in Steubenville are no longer flooding, so.
Well, that's good, right?
Yeah.
I guess,
I was hoping Chip would be here to.
yeah, I guess maybe get with Chip and see what the options are on this side.
Again, I'd personally say give a little time. It's new tile. It's just, it's starting to work and
Yeah.
work properly.
Yeah.
So.
I got pictures of the standpipe too. So this is what it looked like last week.
And what day did you take that picture on?
I was out, I think I went out every day, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
And then I went out today and it's dry. That was Friday. Not showing the day one. That's today. Or was that you?
That was Friday as well, but I'll show you today.
Must be a lot of water coming out there. Just watching the water.
Right. Oh, that's
That's on the west side of the road. And then that's today. It's dry. Almost got hit by a truck.
So is that the ditch then going into the woods right there?
No, so it goes under tile for a while and then it'll hit the ditch way over here.
And that's facing south.
But I walked to the outlet and it's pumping out water, so.
Likewise.
So. He wanted to be put on the agenda, then he didn't show, so we can talk to Chip about it.
Yeah. I mean, it like Jim said.
Right. Yep.
Anything else?
I do have one more thing. Up at Black Prairie, we have a, Greg, can you get up there?
Yep.
Blackman Prairie, which is just west of Shawnee Trails. We had a major collapse in tile from our major 4-inch rain, 6-inch rain that we had around the 1st of April. Collapsed a lot of things. There is a 36 right there that pours into where Greg's cursor is, goes into a pond. The pond is not owned by us. It owns by somebody else. However, there's a spillway there, and in order to fix the hole, we're gonna have to drain that whole entire pond. We do not own the pond, but it's in our right of way. Can we drain the pond? I don't know if this is Mr. Stuckey's recommendation or whatever without any repercussion if there's fish in there or whatever. There's no other way to fix it than to drain the pond.
Jake actually called me before I came down. He said 3 foot. He could take it down 3 foot. That would be enough. That's what he just said. Okay.
See it right away. You can.
Okay. And it looks to me like the whole entire pond's in the right of way, correct, Greg?
Yeah. Do you know that name, Andy, by any chance?
It sounds familiar, but I can't.
They actually live right
Kind of weird that that's associated with, again,
Brian Chadwell.
this is some of the issues that I've been discussing with
Mhm.
City of Angola with retention ponds, and they should be under the homeowners association, not under people's private.
So the drainage issue we had a lady in here and discussed is just back to the northwest of there,
Yes.
I'll show that to her where the,
Right here.
right there. So is that,
She's over here.
that collapse in that tile all connected to why that water was funneled back for that?
It very well could be. It was after we got it was the day after we got the heavy rain that we got the call about it. It is a huge suckle. But there's issues. I mean, this is all gonna have to be done at some point. I guarantee there's suck holes through here. I think this should be opened up to the woods. You know,
well, again, though, we have all them outlets going into Fish Lake, and the outlet to Fish Lake is not regulated. It runs all the way up in Michigan,
so
so
Fish Lake is something.
at some point, that's gonna be addressed.
So, and then they're gonna do that culvert here as well, so that'll help.
They gonna do that?
Yes.
That one that wasn't probably put in correctly?
Well, it was a single wall,
That's like I say, wasn't put in correctly?
correct.
So, yeah, I bet fixing this and that pipe there will be a huge help to them.
Great.
Prager.
Anna? Gregor.
Anna. Back in Prager.
Yeah.
Did you have to go under Fremont Road for anything on that fix? Or was it all prior to that?
It's prior to that. Prior, yeah.
Under the road.
I don't know why I was thinking there was something that had to be done there with Fremont Road that Chip was talking about on that same tile.
Well, the Troyer group's gonna be coming in there and doing utilities. So,
Didn't Chip talk about something right in there?
I
Not today.
I don't recall Fremont Road. Call Ethan. That's it.
There's something in there.
How quickly you guys looking to get into that?
they're there right now. I said, wait until we go to the drainage board to get the pump. So they're ready to start pumping it down.
I mean, if it's that bad, it was that 36-inch tiles, big tile.
Big tile.
So,
Well,
yeah.
and so it runs into a 36, but for some reason, the pond is lower than the actual tile, and there's some, I don't
It's
know.
like an
there's
emergency
a spillway,
Yeah.
but we're gonna have to obviously drain the rest of the pond down further so we can fix that back.
It's only 8-inch leaving the pond.
Wow. Well, I mean, I guess, that's probably not a bad thing to
Right.
slow it down, keep feeding into Fish Lake. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so again, it's in the right of way, so if some,
Yeah.
we have to work on it, we gotta work on it.
Right.
Okay, perfect.
Every document training in case it's so much.
Or anything on that.
All right, anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, we are in recess.
Thank you.
Okay. Will you be in your office?